Hi guys, welcome to another episode of The Things I Wish My Mum Had Told Me. A podcast.
You always do that.
Yeah, but I think it's worse.
Podcast.
I think it's worse for now I've got Invisalign.
Yeah.
A podcast brought to you by me, Clara Hermit.
And me, Emma Townsend Hill.
Woo, 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 woo.
We are our own hype
Hold on,
people.
there's other people in the studio. You're supposed to
Come on,
clap.
guys.
Come on.
Woo!
We're back.
That's very self-obsessed, all the clapping for us.
Yeah.
We need to do that. You know, they do at poetry things.
Yeah, spoken word events.
Yeah.
Just finger clicks. Because we say something so amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We've got new people with us today.
Yeah.
So basically,
Go on.
should we tell them like what? So we recorded the episodes that you guys have been listening to every week 3 months ago.
Yeah.
We recorded them in June.
Yeah.
It is now September.
Mm.
It won't be September when this is coming out, but
Yeah.
So it's now September and we're recording again and we're obviously going to do it more frequently
Yeah.
now.
And also, I think when we were recording them, nothing had gone out. Like, we had no idea how the podcast was going to go.
Yeah.
Or anything. And now it's so cool because there's like 6 episodes out. Like, you guys have been incredible. Thank you so
There'll
much.
be 8 by the time this comes out.
I know.
Yeah.
It'll be amazing. And like the reviews, the likes, the comments, all of that stuff, the follows on our new pages as well.
It's all amazing.
It is, isn't it?
We're very excited and we hope that you've been enjoying it over the past, how many months has it been? 2 months?
2 months.
2 months. We hope you've enjoyed it over the past 2 months.
And obviously, if you're listening on audio, you can't see us. But if you're watching on YouTube, you'll notice that we're in a different space, right?
Yeah, we are in a different space. So the space that we were in last time, where we record everything, we decided to move somewhere else. So, what you're making that face like there was no issues there.
It was just a technical, wasn't
Oh yeah, the technical.
it? Oh.
We had a lot of technical
Difficulties.
difficulties in the first 8 episodes.
Yeah.
Mainly like even when the episode drops, I listen to it back. Like because I want to get the experience. Like I'm a viewer or a listener, so I was listening to it on a Monday.
Yeah.
And it was driving me insane that sometimes like my microphone
was dipping in and out.
And you know what? Our comments on YouTube. Sorry, I have chewing gum in my mouth and I'm gonna take it out
Yeah, go on, spit it out.
on the floor.
We can sell that.
I'm just gonna hide it in my nail. I'm sorry if you think that's disgusting.
Are you going to put it back in later?
Yeah, best believe. I'm not gonna waste a piece of chewing.
Ew.
Anyway, so most of the comments. Are you disgusted by that?
No, I'm just needed to cough. I was a bit, yeah.
Most of the comments that we've been getting are about my microphone and how I'm too quiet. And I'm really sorry, guys. I can't help like the way my voice speaks.
No.
But it was like the microphone as well.
Yeah, but we've been assured by the guy who owns the studio that now the audio is going to be great. So if it's not...
If it's not, blame him and we'll give you his number.
You'll find him. It's No Stars Pep on Instagram.
No, I think it'll be a lot better. Well, here's hoping I'm going to project more. I'm going to do my radio voice like you do.
Yeah.
You have to remember, guys, Clara does radio every week. So she's got the perfect radio voice.
But people comment a lot about your voice because you have a really like soothing, nice voice to listen to. There's nothing wrong with it at all. I think it's just like your intonation sometimes, like when you're telling a story because you're so involved, like you're almost like a voice actor. And those particular mics that we were using, when they think something is background noise because it's much quieter than the rest of the levels, it cuts out. And that's what was happening. So anyway.
Now we've told you our life story.
Yeah. And the technical difficulties with the camera, don't even get started on those.
Oh, yeah.
But they won't happen again.
So no, we're in a new studio, fresh vibes,
New home.
new faces in the studs, and same us.
Same us.
Same old me, baby.
Yeah, we're here. And we decided this week, well, tell them what we've decided to do.
So, this will be episode 9, won't it? Episode 9, we have decided we're going to do a whole episode of your dilemmas because every week we've been going, send us your dilemmas, send us your saucy secrets, and we didn't do none of them. I think in the first episode we did some dilemmas, but we've mainly been doing saucy secrets. So, we have all your dilemmas and we're going to answer them today. We're going to sink our teeth into it, get into them, and give you our advice on what we think. And I feel like it's going to get a little bit juicy.
Juicy.
No, the singing's starting all over again.
And you should only do the singing. I think we've established that my singing voice is terrible. And I've had a bit of a cough, so now I've got no like voice left either. So my singing voice is really, my voice is low anyway. So,
We've both got quite deep voices.
but you can sing, you know?
Thanks.
When you did the fingers in my pussy.
Yeah.
You know what though,
Fingers in
Emma?
my pussy.
Where we're recording the podcast here is actually a music recording studio. So if we did want to make the fingers in my pussy song.
What was that song that you wrote when you was like 18?
It was
a
Filthy.
It was a house tune.
Yeah, filthy, dirty, sweaty, hot.
Do you put on the posh voice for it?
Let me show you what I've got.
You have to put on Queen's English.
Yeah, because it says stuff like, no, I don't want to tell you the lyrics.
That is so like early 2000s. Like
down onto my knees. That's when I start to lick, suck and tease.
Yo, that's like
grab my hair, pull me to my feet. Okay,
Clara, that's like. Do you remember Eric Prince and that?
Yeah. It was that time.
I'm sure there was not Call on Me. There was another one that was like push me and then just touch me till I can get my satisfaction.
Yeah. So it was kind of that
Euro, rave, house. It was all the fashion.
Yeah. Anyway, now we've done the filthy song.
Yeah.
There was a better line
so you
than
could
that.
record that.
Yeah. Grab my hair. Pull me to my feet. That's when I feel.
Pull me to my feet. Where was
grab
you
my
to
hair.
begin
Giving
with?
him a blowjob. That's what the lyrics are about. Push me to my knees. That's when I start to lick, suck and tease. Grab my hair. Pull me to my feet. Now you feel the heat. Spread my legs and you come inside. I just lay back and enjoy the ride. I mean, it was great lyrics that I wrote
not gonna
myself.
lie, that's kind of a bop.
Right, thanks. Anyway.
Okay.
Moving on. There was another one that I had that was MC to my pussy, spit a line to my pum pum. Anyway, that's enough of this. Let's move it on. My rap career.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
Never took off. So we're going to do dilemmas.
Yeah.
And we're going to get into them.
Ep of dilemmas.
And I'm going to read them because they happen to be on my phone,
yeah,
basically.
And we're thinking that we can do this every once in a while to get through all your dilemmas.
Yeah. So if you...
Sorry, go on.
What should they do if they've got a dilemma?
So if you have a dilemma, you can DM us on Instagram at mumtoldmepod, or if you want something a little bit more anonymous, you can email us at mumtoldmepod@gmail.com. But really what we're trying to do now, these are all written. We would love it if you could send us a voice note with your dilemma. We want to hear you, want to hear your voices, and you'll be featured on the pod. You can keep it anonymous, you don't have to say your name, but that's what we want.
But if you feel like your voice, that people might recognise your voice, or you don't feel comfortable, what you can do is send us a dilemma and we might get someone else to read those dilemmas so it's like a voice actor. So yeah, because, it'll be nice, I think, to mix it up a little bit and for us to hear the dilemmas at the same time rather than one of us reading and being like, oh my God.
Can you hear that?
There's some rave going on. As I said, a music studio here, so you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
You never know who might walk in.
In one of the first 8 episodes, there was like a rave going on downstairs where we were recording. And then when I was listening to the episode back, I could just hear like, time is of the essence in the background.
Yeah.
And I was
great song though.
I know, but I was thinking, call blimey. It's not easy, this podcast life, is it? It's not easy, this podcast life, is it, babe?
What do I call it? A podcast?
A podcast life.
Just going to prod you.
Podcast life. Okay.
Between the two of us, we're done out here.
Yeah, we are.
Anyway, thank you for all of your support so far on Things I Wish My Mum Had Told Me. Honestly, we are so proud of the podcast and how great it's going. So share it. Who have they got to share it with? You like to do that?
I haven't thought of anyone yet. I need to have
delivery.
I need to think for the end of the episode, but do share it out with everyone. In fact, you know what, Clara? I forgot to send you this. A girl that used to live in my building, really nice girl, really cute dog. Anyway, so she messaged me the other day and she said I was going out on a run, training for a marathon or something like that. And she was saying how,
she listens to the podcast?
It's fallen off the edge of a cliff, my brain. No, yeah, so basically she was going on a run and she didn't want to do it. And then she put on the podcast and it got her through the run. And she's like, it's amazing. Well done. I'm so happy. I've been listening to it all the time. Even men are messaging me saying they listen to our podcast and
they're learning
astonished.
things.
They are.
Yeah.
That's what we want, right?
Yeah, that's what we want. And also, look at us out here, getting people through their runs. Who knew?
Getting people through our runs, educating men.
Good, isn't it?
Helping the girlies.
Yeah.
Helping everyone else.
Rescuing old ladies. Probably we've done that somehow. I don't know.
Yeah.
Why not?
Guess so.
I'll take it. Right. Are you ready for the first dilemma?
Yeah, I'm ready for the first dilemma.
Okay.
So wait.
Okay.
Okay, no. Go.
What are we going to
I was just going to say, like, are we going to give our opinion of what we would do?
Yeah.
Or tell her what to do? Okay.
No, I'm not going to tell her what to do.
Yeah, because it never works if you tell people what to do.
No, also, we might be wrong.
True.
None of us are perfect. It's just our opinion, isn't it? and our perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
We do not claim to be experts.
Okay.
We've just lived life.
Live,
Let's
laugh,
go.
love.
Is that your tagline?
When it was COVID, my tagline was live, laugh, lateral flow.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Love a lateral flow, me. Let's get into it. This one starts by saying, let's get right into the shits. And then like a melting emoji.
I love that emoji.
Me too. So I've been talking to this Nigerian English man since 2016. I'm 26. He's 33. I reside in Charlotte. And is that?
North Carolina.
Okay, got you. And he lives in London. We've met once in New York in 2018, but there's no talks in seeing each other again since. That's 5 years of no mention.
Wait, so they've met once?
In 2018. Okay, I'll carry on. He practically gives me just about anything I ask for, and then some with no hesitation. But that's the thing. He's financially well off, but when it comes to being there mentally and emotionally, I feel like I'm talking to a brick wall. Not that he disregards my feelings or anything. There are just some things money can't make up for, and I've mentioned that to him. Yes, we've talked about the thought of marriage and kids, but that's as far as it goes. Just thoughts. Should I be concerned at all? Are there obvious red flags I'm purposely looking past? Is someone trolling us?
Baby, that's your sugar daddy. That's not your boyfriend. That's your sugar daddy.
I don't know if she thinks...
And that's fine.
Does she
But
think
the
it is her
sooner we
boyfriend?
admit it, the easier our life will become.
You're is what are they called? A
He
cash
is
baby.
financially supporting her, but not emotionally supporting her. She thinks they've met once.
In 2018.
And he gives her everything she wants.
Yeah.
Except he's not there emotionally and she wants children and he's not on it. That's your sugar daddy.
I'm going to be really honest with you. If a guy is interested in you, you're going to know about it and you're going to see him and spend time with him if he thinks there's a future with you. Because if he's 33 and you've been speaking to each other since 2016, which is a whole 7 years, is that right? When do you think that he's actually gonna, take the step to turn this into something more? Because to me, not to be horrible, but that doesn't sound like a long distance relationship. It just sounds like he just likes giving you. He's got so much money, he can give you money, and he can talk to you sometimes. Kids. Yeah, I reckon
he's got a wife and 3 kids.
Yeah, somewhere he's got a wife and 3 kids.
He's got a wife and 3 kids.
And you didn't meet him in London and go to his home. You met up in New York. That's like a neutral place.
Yeah.
So he could be making up anything at this point. But also, I would say to you, what do you want? Because, for me personally, if I met a guy who lived in another country, if we're not kind of making plans to see each other backwards and forwards on a regular basis, because this is going to be a relationship, what do you actually get out of it? Because there's no physical contact and there's no progression.
I wonder what he's getting out of it. Because, sorry, I feel like I'm being quite insensitive here. I'm in that silly, goofy mood. But now I'm thinking about it. There's no way this man don't have a relationship already.
Yeah.
Because, well, maybe I'm being harsh.
The likelihood is that he probably does.
All I'm hearing is wealthy Nigerian man.
British Nigerian.
Who's giving you loads of money and doesn't care to see you.
Yeah, because if he can buy you anything, he can buy you a plane ticket to come and see him in London whenever. So why hasn't he done that?
That part.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Why hasn't he flew you out?
Done that? But he'd be covering her rent and everything. Unless, the way I see it.
She doesn't say he's covering her rent, but we don't know that.
The way I see it, it's just he's trying to keep you sweet.
But for what?
For what?
Maybe he just likes giving women money. Some guys like.
Oh my God,
money.
Where are they?
I don't know. If you're
where
watching,
are those men?
My number is
Where are those men? There's men that like giving women money.
Yeah, that's what they do. Just give you money. What they call cash pigs or something. What's the technical term? I don't know.
Pay pig.
Pay pig. That's it. Yeah. Anyway, what I'm saying to you is that I don't know what you want, but what are you getting out of it other than he's buying you stuff, which is great. Then if you enjoy that and you want that, then just take it for what it is. But if you're having talks about marriage and kids and you're 7 years down the line, you've seen each other once, and that was in 2018, I think you have to be realistic. The likelihood of that happening with him is not going to happen, because if it was, it would be happening.
Are they in a relationship? Did she say they were?
No, she doesn't say they're in a relationship. No.
Oh, so they're just seeing each other.
Yeah, she just says she's been talking to him. But why would you talk to someone for that long? No offense, but why are you talking to him for that long? Because
he's paying her.
Yeah.
I'd talk to someone that long if they're giving me money.
No, but then they're talking about marriage and kids, but that's as far as it
Yeah,
goes.
but just because you talk about marriage and kids doesn't mean it means marriage and kids with you.
Yeah.
It could mean marriage and kids in general.
Couldn't mean he's already got marriage and kids with someone else.
I think if I was in that situation, well, I'd be happy if I was in that situation, not gonna lie. A man's giving me, a man that I don't have to see or sleep with giving me money. Yeah, I'd be happy. But maybe she's not seeing anyone else because she has him and she thinks that's my man, my man. And it's like, you don't want to do that because obviously you're just stunting your relationship growth because you're not gonna find, he obviously don't want nothing else, which is fine. It's actually nothing against you because you are long distance anyway. Like even having a proper committed relationship being that far apart is very hard work.
Not if he's got loads of money, because you could realistically see each other once every 3 months. Easy.
Yeah, but it's still hard even once every 3 months.
Yes, of course, but once every 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my other point would be, if you are somebody who does want a relationship, I think that even if in your head you're like, I know that I'm not committed to this guy, I am seeing other people, you're still energetically, there's 1 foot in something with him.
Yeah.
Which is going to mean that you're probably not going to be attracting the kind of person that you do actually want. So I've been doing some work on this recently, and I think you really do have to, like, if that's what you want, you have to clear out, like, just clear it all out, let it all go, and be willing to actually say, I'm not going to hang on to any of this anymore because I'm going to make space for what I actually want to come in. Oh. So there's that.
Yeah, that's a big one.
It's a big one. That's what he said.
That's something I know.
Oh, she said, damn, I got it wrong again.
That's something that I know I need to do, but I'm just...
But you'll do it
with myself.
You'll do it when you're ready.
I mean, I have. My life is 360 the past few months. Yeah. Maybe not 360. Maybe 180. Maybe 90 degrees. I don't know.
45
like it's kind of moved.
Yeah, it definitely has. And I think you've been investigating stuff more. And I think like having the ability, and we're going to talk about this on another episode, but that kind of ability to do the self-inquiry and to do the work to change things, that's a powerful place to be in. And you know what? Like, I was literally thinking about this today. It takes years. And at the time, where you've already got to is already a big leap forward. But imagine where you'll be in 2 years or in 3 years or in 4 years. So, you know, there's no rush. We're all working at our own pace. Are you ready for the next dilemma?
Yeah, baby.
Dirty dilemma.
Dirty dilemma.
Oh. See what I did? Then this one is...
you know what I used to do on my stories? Wait.
She can't even remember.
Yeah, but think back, dilemma. What's in the word dilemma? Emma. Oh. Dilemmas.
Dial Emma. Dial her.
Dial Emma. And I'll give you some advice.
Oh, it's a great idea.
Exactly.
Okay, I'll call you next time. Right, you ready for this one?
Yeah.
Dilemma. There's 2 single guys that I fancy at my workplace. 2?
Oh my God.
Oh, there's none.
Them work husbands hit different.
I've never
I say it like I've ever worked in an office.
I've never had a work husband. But there are couples and co-worker romances happening already that bring on gossip.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a good idea to get involved romantically with co-workers? I don't even know how I would go about making moves. And there's not just one guy who I think is fit. Help. I'm over dating apps and I would love to start mingling. P.S. looking for a serious relationship or to casually date. You're open. You're an open book. I'm going to be honest with you right here. If there's 2 guys in your office, I'm not against like workplace relationships. I think it could potentially work, but I do think don't go about it in a reckless manner. Like actually find out, I would say, like who do you like the best? You know, like spend some time getting to know them at work and see who you have like the best chemistry with. You can also ask, you know, work allows you to ask a lot of questions to people to find out where their mindset is, what they're looking for and stuff. Right? Without it being a dating situation. And then once you know a bit more about them, then you can make an informed decision. Because once you've been with one, you don't really want to go with the other. Or would you just smash both in the cupboard?
No, I am so against workplace relationships. I think you should not shit where you eat. Don't anyone at work and don't anyone that lives in your apartment building. Because you're going to be upset when you see your person in the apartment building with another girl. And also, when it don't work out with the one at work, it's going to be awkward. Personally, but that's just because I've never like worked in an office, so I understand. I see the office dynamic from some of my best friends. One of my best friends works in a place, right? They all each other like crazy, and it's messy as. She comes to mine and she'll tell me all the workplace drama, the workplace gossip, and I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
And she fucked a couple guys from work, and it just
not good.
It's always messy. It's always messy, even if it's just casual.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe I don't know, because some people do find love at work, but. What I would do...
But that's why I said don't be reckless about it. Get to know them and find out if you actually like one of them.
You know you're going to be at some kind of work event and everyone's drunk.
Don't leave it till then. That's the danger zone.
Everyone's drunk and then you might kiss or you might go home together and whatnot.
No, that's the danger zone. You don't leave it till then.
Yeah, but that's usually how most workplace relationships start.
No, but she already knows she fancies 2 guys at normal work every day. First steps first. If you don't want it to get messy, get to know the 2 guys, because I'm telling you, one of the guys you think is fit, potentially, once you speak to him a few times, he could give you a major ick.
And you know what?
Problem solved. The reason I looked away is because I did sleep with the guy from my apartment building once.
Did you?
Saw him in the lift.
With another girl?
No.
Oh.
See him in the lift with another girl. With me. No, I'm joking. Saw him in the lift when I first moved in, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then I at the time, it was when I was a personal trainer, and we had a gym.
You was a personal trainer?
I'm a qualified personal trainer.
I never knew that. Since when was your personal trainer?
When I was 25, I qualified. Did it for a year, and I got bored. Went back into presenting, but yeah, I'm a qualified personal trainer.
Oh my God.
So anyway, I put my posters up around the office building. Then he messaged me. Yeah, French model. You know about the French buns, French bays.
You know I love them.
Travel. Bonjour.
Actually, my last French bay was a nightmare.
Yeah, this one was a bit of a nightmare. But anyway, I didn't see him in the building with anyone else ever. But I did do that. So that one I've ticked off the list. And I haven't really ever worked in an office apart from once. And I didn't sleep with someone who worked in the office, but within the industry that I've been in terms of like music and stuff, I have like slept with a couple of people who are in the same industry as me over like a 15-year period. But for me, not to justify it, but for me personally, I tried to keep my relationships away from that. Yeah. Just because I know what the world is like. I know how people judge women. And also I know that people like to talk. So I was just like, and I always kept everything very quiet. But I have done both of those things you're talking about. And also, when you were saying that, what was making me laugh is like, Emma, where have you ever worked with other people that aren't your family?
That's why I said
how can you be against it? You have never been in an office and you've never had a job.
No. So what happened was I have had jobs, but it just so happens that all the jobs I've had is working with middle-aged people.
Okay, well you could them.
No, middle-aged women. Like, so my first job was in a bakery.
Yeah.
Saturday girl.
Apple pies.
Yeah, bread. All they didn't like. Yeah, they didn't like me. They used to make me wash the walls and shit because there was nothing to do. Anyway. So I had that job. And then I also worked at a working men's club.
Plenty there.
Yeah, but
I'm joking.
They're all like, they all flirt with you and tip you and shit. And, you know, you got to be nice to them. And they're all right. They're harmless, but obviously no. And then then I worked for my parents and then I worked for myself. So, yeah, I've never worked in an office. Right, ever. Okay.
So what would your advice be to this girl now? Let's think about this realistically.
Okay, I'm going to put myself in her shoes.
But wait, she's young. You. If you were in imagine now, let's just imagine this for a second. Let's just think about you.
Oh, you know what? I would have.
Wait.
If I worked in an office, I guarantee
and there was 2 guys there you fancied, what would have happened?
Right. Yeah, but not now. How old's this girl?
I don't know. She didn't say her age.
All right, let's pretend she's 22.
Let's pretend she's your age.
27. Cool.
Right. There's 2 really fit guys. Let's really think about this.
I'm going to play them off each other for fun.
But you're probably going to end up doing something with one of them.
Of course I am. Listen, I've said it before and I'll say it again. The coaches don't play. The coaches coach. So either do what I'm telling you or don't do it. Either way, just because I tell you to do something doesn't mean I would do it that way. Like, I can give you really good advice, but I'll also
do the opposite.
Do the stupid thing. Absolutely.
Yeah. But that's all I'm saying is you were saying you're against workplace romances because you've never had a job really. You've got a job and you work very hard, but I mean in a space with the other people.
Yeah.
And then, you know, if you did work in an office where there were 2 guys that you found fit.
Yeah. Okay, fine. I'm just against the idea because I just think it gets messy and like what's the point in having more drama in your life? No, but listen to me, right? So I'm telling you, I work in an office. And there's I'm putting myself in the hypothetical
Yeah.
shoes, all right?
Yeah.
I work in an office and there's two sexy people that I fancy. I'll just flirt with them. Like, be they can be your work husband or work wife or whatever. The thing is, right, people at work, when you're in a workplace, people always seem sexier than they actually are.
Do you think?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a proven known fact that, like, your work husband or your work wife, you would actually never chat to them in the real world outside of work. But because you're exposed to them every day, and they might be a 5, but because you get to know them and they're really funny, suddenly they're 8.5, and that's my work husband. Do you know what I mean?
But someone's work husband is going to actually be an 8 or a 9.
Yeah. No, look, the rating system is...
And also... Yeah, the rating system is obviously...
Yeah, obviously it's ridiculous and it's stupid and beauty is personal to each person. But what I'm saying is, when you would have never approached this person in the real world, but because you're around them, because of circumstantial things, and because you're around them every day, you start thinking,
easier to get them.
Andrew from accounting's looking nice.
Yeah.
And that's when you start building these fixations with someone that you actually probably ain't really got you don't really have that much in common other than the fact you both work at the same place.
Why don't you just do what I said?
Well, you can do what you said. I'm not saying you don't have to.
Well, then, this is my question to you, sir.
Right. Not sir.
If you had the 2 guys at your workplace and you said you're just...
I'm trying to think of 2 people that I fancy.
Okay, that you would just close your eyes.
Okay, yeah.
That you would just flirt with, right? So you're saying you're just going to flirt with them, yeah?
Yeah.
And then, those flirts get a little bit suggestive. And then there's like a little suggestive text sent that might turn into a bit of a sext. What's going to happen? If it's you, what's going to happen?
I'll probably long it out because it's more fun, innit? I'll be like, no, we can't.
And they say,
work at the same place.
I'll come round and eat your for 5 hours or whatever.
Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
Andrew from finance, that's a bit far. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just... Because, like, imagine you them and then you have to see them on Monday at work. Like, it's just...
But she might want a relationship with them, and it could turn out that way. That's what I'm saying.
All right. I would say you can date them. I would say hold off from intimacy, but until you know that you... What?
That's what I said in the first sentence. I said get to know them.
All right.
And then once you've got to know them, then you can decide if you think it's worth it.
See, we just came to the same conclusion.
It only took us 20 minutes. Well done.
Yeah, but wait. Oh, sorry, go on.
Do you think we're actually helping with these dilemmas?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, good.
My ex used to have a work wife.
Why were you...
No, listen, she was a 6-year-old woman called, like, Patricia or something.
Yeah, that's different.
And he was like, he used to love flirting with, like, older women. He listens to this podcast.
Was he just flirting, though?
Maybe. No, like, like them, like, cheeky, chappy boys. Yeah, but... the older women are like, oh, he's so lovely. So, because he makes them feel good about themselves.
Some guys like that.
Okay, well, I don't think he like nothing against older women, but I don't think he
did
wants
you
to
like
fuck
that?
them.
You might have done.
Maybe he did.
Maybe.
I'm not against it.
Maybe Patricia was getting the...
Maybe Patricia's getting it now because obviously we're not together. But listen, he listens
Patricia
to this.
had that WAP. Maybe.
She got that WAP. Yeah, but menopausal.
Menopausal WAP. It can get a bit dry.
That's
apparently.
what I mean.
But anyway, moving on swiftly from
Patricia's WAP.
Menopausal WAP. What a story. Here's the next one for you.
Okay.
Here's a dilemma for you. Ha, ha, ha.
Ha, ha, ha.
My ex-boyfriend and I recently got back in touch after a bit of a nasty breakup.
Oh.
Open bracket. He left me in bed on the day of my first ever skydive and went out and did drugs, but told me he was home. I only found...
Wait. What does she mean? My first ever skydive. Like, she said it so casually. She said it so casually with no explanation. Just a cheeky skydive.
Just like... Not everyone does skydive.
He left me on the day of my
first ever skydive. Like, because we all just skydive regularly, don't we, on a regular basis?
You know what, though? Fair play to her.
Yeah, I mean, good on you. That. I would give it a whirl.
Okay, carry on.
We're still in the bracket's been opened. It hasn't been closed yet. Okay. So open bracket.
So he left her in bed on the day of her first skydive to go and do drugs.
basically went out to do drugs.
Okay.
He told her he was at home.
Right.
But she was in bed. Anyway, told her he was at home. I only found out when he hit White the next day and
When
rang
he's
me to
what?
come and pick him up. Hit White.
Hit White.
I don't know what that means. And rang me to come and pick him up. And obviously my family aren't too happy about it. I can see real change in him. He stayed sober and tried to show me how sorry he truly is. I hate that my family think I'm naive, but I understand their opinion on the situation. They don't want to see me get hurt again, but their lack of support is only pushing me further away from them. I don't know what to do. I love him with my whole heart and he's my very best friend, but I don't want to ruin my relationship with my family over this.
Wait. So what I'm gathering is they both live with her family. And how have they found out he's been on a bender? So when she said hit White, which is obviously some sort of typo, does she mean like he went in like a K-hole or something?
I don't know.
And had to be retrieved from somewhere?
I'm not entirely sure what that means, but yeah.
He's done something
When
bad.
she rang him the next day, he rang her the next day to come and pick him up, so she found out about it.
Unless he like stayed out. But I still don't grasp how her parents would know. Even if he stayed out for the night, how would her parents know?
Well, she's obviously told them.
Right. And there's your first problem.
Yeah.
Don't tell everyone everything.
No. I mean, look, I really think that's a difficult situation to put yourself in. If you're dating somebody who has like addiction problems or who has drug and alcohol problems, that's going to be really difficult. And that is going to mean that, yes, there's going to be this part of them that obviously, like you said, you love them, they're your best friend. But also there's a part of them that's an addict. And that's going to make people act in ways that aren't aligned with who you see.
Absolutely, because someone can love you with their whole heart, but if you're an addict, whatever your drug of choice is always going to come above everyone else.
Yeah, every single time.
Yeah.
And I think, if you're telling your family everything that's going on in your relationship, then obviously, they're going to be annoyed. I would be annoyed if it was, my sister, I don't have a daughter, but like my child or whatever who was with someone who was, like you say, putting drugs ahead of them, hurting them, upsetting them. I would want my family or my loved one to be with someone who is consistently loving and supportive. Yeah. So I get why your family would be annoyed. And I don't think there's any way to stop them from being annoyed because they obviously know the situation. Yeah. You said you got back together with him. You'd already been broken up.
It's just because they care about you. Like your family and friends want the best for you. So they're only trying to protect you because they love you so much.
Yeah. So I guess it's really about, having a conversation with this guy because even if you really love him, which is great, I think that, if he really loved you, he would try. But addiction is really difficult and it might take him years to get over it. He might not get over it. He might just be in a stage of his life where he feels like he wants to be reckless and go out and party. We're saying that he's an addict. He might not be. It might just be that it's like, this thing that he does and goes on like these benders and disappears or whatever. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I think you have to decide what kind of treatment you're willing to take, set boundaries. And if someone cannot respect those boundaries, then that would really make me question what their definition is of the love that they say they have for you.
It's just a difficult question because you can even try and help him, but at the same time, you can try until you're blue in the face. But if someone doesn't want to change, they won't change. And that might be because they don't want to or they're not ready. Or I feel like with people like that, like you have to get to the point where it's not like someone tells you, okay, you have to change. And you're like, okay, because that's not going to actually make you want to change. You have to be so down rock bottom to where you're like, I actually have to change. And I feel like I've been in that person who like tried to help someone out something and it literally doesn't get you anywhere.
No, it zapped all of my own energy. It took away from everything I was trying to put into myself.
Yeah.
And meant I put everything into them and my life got completely neglected and it just was not, it wasn't worth it because they did not do any of the same for me. What I think is like the bit in this where this person says that they, their family getting annoyed is pushing them further towards their boyfriend. At which point I would kind of say, look, I think you can't, like, I'm going to be really honest, maybe this sounds really harsh, but think you can't really use that as an excuse for why you're, being pushed closer to him, because you obviously understand why your family are doing that. They love and care about you, and they know the ins and outs of your relationship by the sounds of things. So they are going to be protective over you because they love you and they want you to be happy. And they can obviously see that you're not happy maybe some of the time, the majority of the time, whatever it is. So I really do think that it's about saying, hold on a second, it's not my family's fault. This is my choice. And if you are going to choose to be with that person, I think sometimes what we have to do is understand that that's who that person is. He is that person that does that stuff. So if you want to be with him, it's not about saying, well, no, I'm going to be with him and change him, or I'm going to be with him and I'm going to reject this. But you have to accept him for what he is. And if the repercussions of your choices are your family say, do you know what, we can't be part of this because we can't sit by and watch you be hurt, then be really honest with yourself about the choices that you're making and what you're saying yes to by staying with that person.
Yeah. I understand loving someone and choosing them, but at the same time, you have to choose yourself as well.
You definitely do.
Yeah. Like my ex was like, I mean, they say you can't get addicted to weed. He had a crippling weed dependency.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking like 5 zoots a day, 6 zoots a day.
Yeah.
Like, and he, first thing in the morning, zoot. Mid-morning, zoot, lunchtime. And it's like, if he would wake up in the middle of the night and he couldn't get back to sleep unless he like smoked. And like, it was a bad dependency for him. But also because he'd been smoking for so many years, he was also kind of like, he was very concerned about the effects it was having on him mentally.
Yeah.
And if it was making him sort of, it's not schizophrenic, there's a word for it.
Psychosis.
Yeah. It was giving him like, and he would like lash out. And I think like the weed, I mean, it was a big combination of things, but I think like the weed actually, for some people I know it's great, but I think for him it was too much of a crutch, and it made him like, it made his behavior more heightened, like his bad behavior worse.
I hear it. So I think that in that scenario, that you have to make a decision ultimately about, are you going to stay with this guy? Because he's, by the sounds of things, he is who he is. He's not going to, like Emma's saying, he's not going to suddenly just change because you want him to. That could be a month down the line. It could be 5 years down the line. It could be 10 years down the line. Are you willing to stay with him and face the repercussions of that? But I think that having expectations on your family to just accept someone that's not being nice to you and who is upsetting you, that's, I think that's unrealistic. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, so I don't really know what to say about that.
I think it's a personal thing, isn't it? I don't know what to do. She said, I don't know what to do. I love him with my whole heart. He's my very best friend, and I don't want to ruin my relationship with my family over this. But I don't think he is your best friend, babe. I'm going to be really honest with you, because best friends don't do stuff like that to eat. They don't let each other down. They don't hurt each other. They don't upset each other. You might be his best friend, but he's not being a best friend to you. And that might be because of what he's going through, or because of his
addiction. It makes you very selfish.
Exactly. But at the same time, it's not your job to make excuses for him and to accept his bad behavior. And I think, like Emma said earlier, sometimes you can love other people, but you have to love yourself more.
Yep.
And choose yourself. And if it's not serving you, then I think you have to walk away.
Or at least for a period of time and see how it goes.
Yeah. I hope that helps. At least I feel like, I don't want to, when we do these dilemmas, I don't want to like dance around it and be like, oh, hey.
Oh, it's okay. Just
keep going.
Abandon your family.
Yeah. Or lie to them or whatever, yeah. I mean, I personally, I guess like when I've been in relationships, every time I've had an argument with someone, I haven't, I wouldn't tell like my family every time I've had an argument.
No, because you know what somebody. It is. Oh, that's I learned the hard way.
Yeah.
Like, you have to keep certain to yourself, because if you're going to keep taking them back or keep staying together, even though you keep telling everyone you keep arguing, prepare for them to start disliking your partner and disliking your dynamic. And then you're going to get annoyed that no one supports you and your partner, but you keep telling everyone how you keep arguing and you also keep taking them back. There has to be a balance of like being able to like confide in your friends and ask for advice and share and vent, and also keeping certain to yourself. Yeah. Because people will start to get sick of it pretty soon. Yeah.
And actually, like if you're, but again, if you're having to do that, maybe it's, you have to question, like, is this actually a relationship I want to be in? Yeah. More times, surely you should be going to your friends with like, oh, we did this, or it's been really great. And yes, we do moan to our friends about, maybe someone,
and argues.
Yeah, like they've left their dirty socks, they've done, stuff like that. But when it's like all the time stuff that's hurting you and putting you in a place of unbalance, like mentally and emotionally, I think that's something that you have to question whether or not that's how you want to live your life. You ready for this one? Da-na-na.
Yeah.
You're going to like this one.
Okay.
The other day, my friend was talking about another one of her friends, basically saying how mad it is that her partner isn't the best sex she's ever had. I jumped in and was all like, nah, that's normal. Sorry, I'm putting on an accent. That's probably not your accent.
No.
Nah, that's normal, surely. But she was honestly low-key judging me for it. So I talked to a couple of other people about it, and they agreed that it should be the best sex with your current partner. I can't really comment because I've only been with my husband, but surely this isn't right. I feel like there's so much other stuff that's equally as important, or like crazy wild sex can be with someone that's toxic. What are your thoughts?
She's very self-aware. She's
Yeah.
saying, I've only ever been with my husband, but I know that that's bullshit. And I love that for her.
Yeah.
Self-aware queen. This is a very good question. And I also think, oh my God, this is so ridiculous. The best sex of your life, hopefully, will be with your life partner. But that's not always the case. And people saying, no. Like, fair enough, maybe some people's actually is.
Yeah.
But that's a crock of shit.
Yeah.
People saying, oh, your husband or wife or life partner, whatever, should be the best sex of your life. That's a crock of shit.
It is a crock of shit.
Because the best sex of my life is I would not even want to marry him, no way in my life.
No. But also, can we just acknowledge that there's also different types of great sex? Like, you know, there is that kind of, where you're in a space where you just want like something that's kind of super physical and like kind of, quick, or you want something that's really slow and passionate, or you want something that's super foreplay based. So I feel like there's so many, like, people like have sex in different ways, and you can have so many different sexual experiences. That could be, this could be the best of that, particularly this could be the best of that could be the best of that. So and also like your body changes, what you want changes. You could be having, you could have had sex with someone 10 times, 20 times, and then on the 21st time, bam, something amazing happens. Do you know what I mean? And so and also like, the best sex pleasure-wise, or the best sex emotional connection-wise, or the best of both together, the best sex physically. It's so nuanced. Like, you can't just say that. But honestly, I feel the same as you. Like, if I think about the best sex that I've ever had, and I've been having sex since I was 15, I'm 40, some of it I can't remember. I'm not going to lie. I'll be honest with you. Some of it was hilariously bad. But there's in like recent kind of memory, like the last like 5 years, there is like one particular like incident that stands out. Dun, dun, dun. In my head, as when I think about it, that's the best sex that I have had.
Yeah.
Probably. But only that particular type of sex. There's other people that's been really like
you know what? I think a lot of people compromise on their sex in relationships in order to be fulfilled in other ways.
Yeah.
Because personally, I think maybe for a lot of people, the other things like the emotional connection, someone that can communicate well, someone you feel in tune with, that's so much more important than the physical aspect. And don't get it twisted, I love to but I would rather have I will compromise on the sex to have someone that I'm like in tune with.
But I think
like in our emotional, because life ain't just sex.
It's not just sex, but also if you're in tune with someone, that's a different kind of best sex. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a different kind.
Let me think about this. None of my boyfriends have ever been my best sex.
None of my boyfriends have ever been my best sex either. They haven't.
But like, when I hear best sex, there is a big standout in my head.
There's a big standout for me too, yeah.
So tell me about yours.
I'm just thinking about it now.
So tell me about yours. Oh God! Any of our exes listening to this are gonna be fuming.
Can
I just say as well, just because you talk about best sex doesn't mean the sex you have with other people is bad.
No, it doesn't at all.
And it's not even just. It's about how you connect as people.
It's like the best meal that you've ever had doesn't mean that every other meal you had isn't great. Some of them are amazing and delicious and wonderful, but there's just that one particular like standout. And
For your taste buds.
For your taste buds. And there is a lot that probably went into that, you know, that could probably never be, you could never reenact that exact thing again.
Experience the environment.
Yeah. And maybe if you went back, it probably wouldn't be as good again. And maybe that's part of it as well.
My best sex, we fucked a lot for a long time.
Okay.
And it's the best. And I've also fucked other people a lot for a long time. And it
wasn't
that
as
good.
The chemistry.
My best sex is so standout clear. I'm getting upset about it because I've not had sex with him for like years now.
Okay.
He lives in another country.
Okay. Do you want to go to that country now? Do you want to just jump on a plane?
Yes, I'm trying to go soon.
Okay, cool. I know what she's up to.
So when you see me pop up in, I'm not going to say the country, but...
She'll be there for a reason.
Look at my foot. My foot's tapping. I'm getting like...
agitated.
I miss him.
God help us.
I'm losing the will.
Oh my God. Right. The guy that I had the best sex with him, I could have had sex with him not too long ago again, like after 4 years.
Okay.
But I turned it down.
Oh, that is growth. Why did you turn it down?
You're a better woman than me.
Pardon? You turned down the best sex of your life to have sex with someone else that you weren't even sure would be good or not.
Yeah, okay. No, wait. So let me just be really clear about this. I in the other episodes of the podcast, I was saying I haven't had sex for 14 months. What I should have caveated into that is that I don't have sex normally when I'm in England. I save it until I go on holiday because that I can have casual sex when I'm on holiday.
Because you'll never see them again.
Yeah, and there's no attachment for me. It doesn't mean I'll never see them again, but it's like I approach it really differently because my kind of like, I'm not thinking about this as like, you know, this is what I want, da-da-da-da. So in the last like 3 years, the only times that I've had sex has been on holiday, or the last 2.5 years or whatever. So yeah, I when I was away like quite recently for my birthday, I was having like a holiday fling with somebody, and then this other guy contacted me.
Yeah.
But I was already involved with the other one, and really I should have, you know. But anyway,
did you not regret it, like not doing it?
I have no regrets because you know what I think. I also don't want to ruin that memory because it was, you know, it was so good.
Had it been a long time since you and him had sex?
Yeah, it was in 2019.
19.
So not 1920.
19. 1, 2, 3. 4 years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And when we had sex, he was the first person that I'd slept with, I think, since breaking up with like my ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
And it had been about like 8 months, and I've been my ex for 2 years, so it'd been like quite a while. And I was in another period of my life where I was like, I don't know if I want to have like sex with people right now. I'm kind of, so I explained all of that to him, and he was like, I'll just give you head. And I was like, well, why not? So he did that for 3 days, and that was incredible. Like really the best. There's one other person that comes close, but really good.
Yeah.
And then after that, after 3 days of that, I was like, in for a penny, in for a pound. And that's exactly what happened, and it was incredible. Like really good.
Love that.
And also like he could pick me up like this. I like that.
I don't think a man will ever be able to pick me up. And I'm all right with that. I don't like being picked up. But I think maybe that's a childhood trauma. Anyway, topic for another time.
But it was very enjoyable.
Love that.
That's the end of the story.
I haven't had sex with my best sex ever for 3 years.
Yeah. Are we going to know the story of this person?
So, people that I know. Like, obviously, all my friends know who this person is.
It's not the backshot guy, is it?
No.
Backshot.
No. We'll call him Maple Leaf.
Okay. Well, we know what country he's from straight away. Okay.
Exactly. So, oh my God, people that know me are going to listen to this. Everyone that I went to uni with, if they're listening, they know exactly who this is. So, we met at uni. Yeah. Basically, like his dad obviously Canadian. His dad lived in Preston. He came to uni in Preston. And yeah, we met at uni. I went on a night out. We met on a night out. Oh my God. I'm getting butterflies all over again. So we met on a night out, and I saw him from outside the bar. And I saw him and I was like, who the fuck is that? Because I was in my 3rd year. It was like freshers coming into 3rd year. And I was like, I've never seen this boy in my life. He was outside looking so beautiful. And he came in and I was like, oh my God. And then he was like sat elsewhere in the club. And then I was with my friends. And then I remember like, I think I must have been drunk and delusional. Like I went to do like a walk around to like try and catch his attention. Went on a walk around and sort of like sat near him. And then like got up and left. I don't know what. And then anyway, that must have done something. Because then he comes down to the bar where I was stood and comes and stands next to me. And he's like, hi, introduce himself to me, start chatting. And we find out his birthday's the day after mine. Wow. Obviously, he's got a beautiful Canadian accent. He's just stunning. And then we just ended up chatting. We ended up necking in the club, which I do not do. Maybe I did back then. But anyway, we ended up necking in the club. He tries to take me home and I'm like, no. So then we decided I didn't go home with him. And then I went home. And then, like, we started seeing each other all the time. In fact, no. So that was on a Thursday. On the Sunday, we had like a 12-hour FaceTime. I'm not even chatting that we FaceTimed all day. Obviously became obsessed with him.
That you remember all the details.
Yeah, because, like, that's my baby. Like, that is my baby. And he'll call me his baby. Like, he calls me his twin flame. Like, we're each of us twin flames. Anyway, so...
The best sex bit.
Yeah, so basically... sorry, I'm telling the whole story. No one cares. But I'm just like, that's my baby. Yeah. No, because what if obviously we're never going to be together.
You might be.
No, because he's a nightmare.
Oh.
Like, no, he's not a nightmare. He's a very lovely boy. Basically, we ended up for a year straight. Then we ended up falling out.
Non-stop.
He was my...
That's why she didn't finish uni.
He was my friends with benefits. And it was just friends with benefits. But obviously, I was obsessed with him. And then we ended up... So we ended up stopping sleeping together because he tells me, look, I'm not sleeping with anyone else. Like, it's just you in the picture for me. Obviously, I take that as you want to be more serious with me. Then my friend catches him. I was on holiday, and then a couple weeks later, my friend catches him leaving the club with a girl. Bearing in mind, I'd never met this boy because he don't go out. He was on the basketball team. He was on the basketball team and just like used to go uni and do work and go gym and play basketball. And so that's why he never went out. So then my friend catches him out leaving the club with a girl. Then my other friend sees him on campus the next day wearing the same clothes that he was wearing the night before. So it's all come together in a beautiful painting for me that he's been f***ing other girls, which is fine because that was the arrangement anyway. But until you told me, it's just you in the picture for me. So now you've gone and incriminated yourself. For what reason, I'm not sure. So now I'm pissed off. So then obviously I had to we had it all out. Had it all out. And then we decided to stop seeing each other. And then he goes and gets a girlfriend.
Rude.
Like literally like 2 months after he gets with this girl. And obviously I just always wanted to be with him. Sorry, I'm talking so fast because it's like all going in my brain so fast. Gets with this girl who is stunning.
You're stunning as well.
Yeah, but can I tell you something, right? This is back when I was more insecure. I was like 21 at the time. And he gets with a girl who was polar opposite to me. Super slim, just so different in every way.
Right.
I think I'm beautiful, don't get it twisted. But like she was just very different looking to me. And I was like, and this is the girl he wifed. And I was like, damn. Double homicide. So
I died.
Anyway, so that all sounds a bit and you're probably thinking, oh my God, was that the end? No, it wasn't in the end. Because then he actually got deported back to Canada. Something to do with his visa, and he was working too much on his visa. Anyway, so then he came back. Then he had to reapply for another visa, so then he came back. So long story short, he came back. He broke up with his girl, but he anyway, he broke up with his girl. He's back. I just broke up with my man. Perfect combination. And we just started seeing each other again.
Drake.
So we've started again. But the second time around was like so much better. Not just sexually, but like everything. We was like, we're just in tune. Like that's my babes. Yeah. Like, we just get each other. But we will never be together because he loves women too much. He loves women too much. He doesn't want to be tied down to one woman. Yeah. So and I hear that. Great. And I understand him and he understands me. So we have a great friendship, but we also have the best sex of my life.
Full story, bro.
That was so long-winded and no one cares. But like, I just had to get it out.
I do care. I also want to make it like just say at this point because I get this. My sarcasm is really dry. Like I'm really sarcastic.
People think you're being
mean
to me.
And it's really dry. Yeah, I'm not being mean to Emma. She knows that I'm. I know. That. But what would happen now? Let's just flip the script, yeah?
I'm getting all like,
she's getting fanny flutters, basically. She's sitting over there. There's going to be a wet patch on that couch.
No, Emma, I just miss him. I love him.
Okay, so now what happens? We understand that if you're in a relationship with someone, they're probably not going to be the best sex you've ever had. Like, cool. Unless they're the only sex you've ever had, and then you don't know different. That's
Yeah,
fair
I
enough.
completely forgot we was answering a question there.
But she's gone. We've lost her. But what would happen if you found out you are not your man's best sex?
Oh, that one would sting. I don't understand it.
'Cause that's the thing.
But that's gonna sting.
Like we're sitting here being like, yeah, it's totally cool. Da, 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 da. It's one of those things that's just expected. We could have better connections in other ways, but surely you want to believe that your partner. I would want to believe that I'm the best they've ever had.
Yeah.
So they're going to want to believe they're the best that you've ever had.
I'm delusional as well, so I'm gonna be like, I'm not the best. What was you that could be better than this? Like, I'm delusional like that.
Yeah.
And I like to think I'm good at what I do. Even my therapist told me, she think that sounds really weird. But like, my therapist said to me, obviously you're good at sex. And I was like, obviously. But it's because, anyway,
Yeah.
that's a different path. So like, I'm getting a bit giddy.
She's thought about it too much.
Yeah.
But what would happen if you found out that you weren't
I
the
wouldn't
best?
go mad at him. Like, that's, you know what? Like, hopefully we can keep having sex and maybe you'll learn that I'll be the best.
Maybe I haven't shown you all my tricks yet. All right.
Like, I just think, obviously it would sting, but that's life. It's just like when you find out, like, I don't know.
Santa isn't real.
Or it's like, some guys don't like it when they know, like, obviously you've been with boys before them.
Yeah.
But like, they know that's the information, but it just stings a bit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So if you don't think about it, then it's fine. We don't have to think about it. Just because I'm not the best sex of your life doesn't mean the sex that we have is bad.
Or that, it's not really good and really enjoyable.
We also might have a great relationship in so many other areas.
Yeah. It's not, relationships aren't just based on sex.
The best sex of your life, maybe you couldn't talk about anything.
Yeah, exactly.
And they were just so bored and dry.
It's just the
Whereas
passion.
like, maybe we have the best intellectual conversations you've ever had. It's just the sex isn't as good as the one with the other person. And the thing is, people like different things. Some people are toxic. Some people like toxic sex.
Yeah.
Breakup sex, makeup sex, whatever the fuck. And if they don't have that thrill, they're not as into it.
Yeah. Cool.
And just can't help being a wholesome babe. Never toxic.
You talking about you? Sorry if I'm...
No, I think
Never
I'm a little bit toxic.
No, you're not. You're not. You're fine. You're just
I'm
living
not
life.
toxic in a damaging way. I'm toxic in a fun way.
Well, that's perfect then. Foxic. Right, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
How long have we been recording?
I don't know what time it is. How long have we been recording? There's a clock up there.
Feels like it's been going on
What
for a
time
long
does it say it is?
2020.
2020. My
It's
God.
50-50.
We've been in a time machine. Okay, well, I think we've got time for one.
You've got one and I've got one. How many have you got?
No, you've got Saucy Secrets.
Oh, shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I've got a dilemma. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Hi, ladies. Absolutely loving... Oh, sorry. It's a bit of a compliment for us first. Hi, ladies. Absolutely loving the podcast. Currently listening to it on the train and love listening to it on my hot girl walks. Got all my friends listening to on theirs too. Good. Get your friends to listen.
That's so sweet.
So my dilemma is I'm 24 and my boyfriend is 26. We've been together for nearly a year and it's going great. It's my first relationship. I'm a bigger girl with some insecurities, like the best of us, but my boyfriend is the most supportive and uplifting person ever. I feel so lucky to have found someone like him. That being said, I still have not lost my virginity. We do loads of other things, but when it comes to the actual deed, I find it quite painful. He doesn't want to force me, so we always stop when I'm uncomfortable. At first, I didn't think much about it at the time, but as time has gone on, it's really started to bother me and become increasingly frustrated. And then she's put type girl syndrome.
No,
wait,
what?
yeah. And then let me finish it. And then question mark. As a virgin, I knew it wouldn't be easy. The thing is, I think the actual problem is I'm not aroused enough when we're trying. At the start of our relationship, I was super insecure, what with no man ever seeing me naked. For this reason, our sexy time was centered around him. Don't get me wrong, I love giving him head, as seeing him turned on makes me turned on. The problem now is I feel like our intimate time is more about him, sort of like it's become our norm. I know he doesn't mean it in a bad way, and to some degree, I think he was trying to respect my boundaries, as at the start, it made me uncomfortable. How do I work my way around this? I don't want to hurt his feelings, as I'm not a blunt person, but obviously, I want to address it, as I just don't know what to do or what to say. He doesn't know I feel this way. Any advice? Also, to add, we had a conversation about it because I got really upset a few weeks ago. He told me he wasn't here to just fuck me and we're not in any rush to do things.
That's lovely.
He sounds like a really
He sounds really
great,
nice.
like, guy.
That is literally exactly what you want when you're going to lose your virginity. But not to diagnose her or nothing, obviously, I'm not a doctor. Sounds like she has that vaginismus.
Yes. Yeah, she could have vaginismus, which is like basically where your vagina, it just closes up. It does the opposite, and actually that's like a condition that
and it gets worse like when it's like you're gonna have sex.
Yeah, when you're aroused, it gets
and it just
worse.
Closes up.
Yeah, so I think that it could be like you said that you're feeling anxious about it, and so you can't relax, etc. Or it could actually be like a condition that you need to have investigated. But other stuff that you could do, like if you're saying that at the start you made it more about him, and so it sounds like you've been giving him head but you weren't comfortable with him giving you head, because I used to feel like that as well. Like when I was younger, I used to feel so insecure about my vulva that I didn't want guys to go down on me, or if they did, I would say I don't enjoy it, because like my whole body would just tense up because I'm like, oh no. Now, woo!
Oh, I love that shit. Well,
Sorry.
I think as well, she said she's a big girl and obviously she's never been intimate with someone before. So I think naturally she's going to feel very anxious, which is also probably contributing to her not being able to get aroused. And it's like, if you're so in your head thinking, what does my body look like? Oh my God, I'm naked in front of someone. Then you're not going to get aroused because you're just so tense.
So in your head, aren't you?
Yeah. So and it's like, it sounds like her partner is really supportive and really nice and loves her. So surely that would help you feel more at ease. But I also feel like you're not going to be at ease and you're not going to realize that it's actually fine and okay until you just do it for the first time.
Yeah.
As in like, and I don't even mean do it as in sex. I mean like get fully naked, let your partner see you, let your partner explore your body. Because until then, if you're not letting that happen,
you're half tense the whole time. It's not going to be enjoyable.
Not at all.
But also, it sounds like you've had a kind of conversation with him, and he said like he's not here to just f*** you. But I think it's about maybe saying to him, just telling him what you've told us.
Yeah.
Like he sounds like a really great guy,
and very understanding.
And it's maybe about saying to him, hey, look, when we first started, getting intimate in the ways that we have been, I wanted to make it about you because I felt too self-conscious about my body. And it's not that I don't love, like you said, you enjoy giving him head. It's not that I don't love that. But also, I now feel really safe and secure with you. And I now feel more confident with you. So I would really like it if we could maybe like focus some of the attention back on my body. Yeah. These are some of the things that I would like to try.
Yeah.
And then, like kind of create that environment with each other. And just, make it playful and enjoyable. And like Emma says, that doesn't have to be penetration, but there's loads of other stuff you could do. Is it that that you want him to kind of like maybe blindfold you and then, kind of explore your body?
You can use a toy on your clitoris. Yeah. That's not penetrative.
Exactly. You could use he could use a vibrator on your clit. He could give you head, he could go down on you, he could kiss every part of your body apart from that, apart from your vulva, and then kind of like tease you. And so there's loads and loads of, and there's there's some really great sites like things like Beducated, where it's kind of almost like educational porn. So you're kind
I've never seen this.
Yeah, so there's like there'll be a video that teaches you how to squirt, but like a tutorial. So it's kind of like, or like couples videos and stuff as well, so you can learn like how to give.
See it.
Yeah, you can see it, but it's also kind of like, it's in a way I guess it's porn, but it's like educational porn, so you're actually learning. So there's things like that. Maybe he'll be up and open for that. But I do think it's about honest and open communication. And then actually, yes, you had a talk with him about it, but I don't think you've been like really honest with him. And he had, like you're saying, he hasn't done anything wrong. He's in a way, he's just respected your boundaries that you put in place at the start of your relationship. But now you're in that relationship and you're starting to feel different and more confident and you want to explore more. I think you need to tell him that so that he knows, and then give him the opportunity to
Yeah.
do that.
And by the sounds of it, it's nothing to do with him. It's not that you don't find him attractive.
No.
It's just that you're more concerned about how you are and how you look, or maybe that's just what I'm gathering.
No, but I think it was like that at the start from what she's saying.
Yeah.
That's how it was at the start. So she put these kind of rules in place.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather focus all the attention on you
Yeah.
because I don't want you to look at me and I
Yeah.
don't want you to explore my body. Whereas now
You
she's
just
got to
need
the
to give
point.
him the green light.
Yeah, you need to give him the green light to go for it. And you know, maybe suggest some things that you'd like to try. And some of them you might not like. Like, that's the whole thing with
Yeah.
sex. Like, you're not going to be like, oh, actually, no, I didn't really like that. Or, yeah, no, I really like that. You have to give it a go to like it. But I think with the idea of penetration, I guess the first steps would probably be like exploring what you do and don't like in foreplay before you even get to that part, and see then if, you know, that change, if your arousal state changes, like what happens with your like vagina. And if nothing changes, then I guess it would be going and speaking to like your GP.
Yeah.
Which there's nothing wrong with that
I know
as well.
there's tons of girls. I once dated a girl who had vaginismus.
Yeah. So, like, it's completely normal. Loads of people experience it. There's also lots of information that you can find out about it to see if you think that, you know, it sounds like what you're experiencing, but it sounds like you've got a great boyfriend. It sounds like you've gained a lot of confidence, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
So just like Emma says, give him the green light, find a list of stuff that you want to do.
Let's go, baby.
Pound town.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Do you want it now? You want it? I'll give it you. That it. Do you want it?
She's in a mood. She's on one.
So, you know what I've got for you, Clara?
She's got it.
I've got it. I've got some saucy secrets.
Oh, wow.
I want to know you're the one that does it like that. I'm the one that goes, saucy secrets.
What am I the one?
Yeah, and then you do the cheesy one.
Da, 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 da. It's time for some saucy secrets.
Perfect.
Saucy secrets, jazz hands.
Okay, so on the saucy secrets today, I asked, what is the most... Guys, if you're watching on YouTube, I've lost a nail.
And if you're listening, she's lost a nail, and I just did thumbs up to make her do thumbs up because she's forgotten about it.
I didn't forget about it. I've actually been thinking about it this whole podcast. Anyway, the saucy secrets today. Sorry, I've got an itch on my nose. The question of the day is, what is the most down bad you've ever been? Now, Clara did not know what down bad meant.
I was like, what does that mean?
So to clarify,
Yeah.
down bad means being down bad is an act of sacrificing your morals and reputation to try and interact with someone romantically.
Yeah.
So it's like, can you think of a time when you was down bad?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you was buying boys Lynx Africa sets at school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got nothing for that.
Exactly.
Not even so much as a wink.
Another time?
I mean, I've probably done loads of stuff in my... You all right there?
Sorry, I'm
Like
just
that.
getting comfortable.
Just moving her legs around. And lovely. I just sit like a teacher at school.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of some of the things that I've done. I've done awful things in my life. Like, I mean, when I lived in Essex...
Sorry.
Mine probably wasn't bad. When I lived in it, I was younger and I fancied this guy and I drove for about like 3 hours to get to his house, you know, just to have terrible sex with him.
Yeah, I've done some down bad shit. I've done some down bad shit.
In a
for
car
sure.
on Streatham Common.
Ooh.
Classy.
I've driven cross country. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
People.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Wow.
Mm.
Okay. I'm only 5 inches and my wife likes bigger, so I wore a penis extender. First of all, 5 inches ain't that bad.
It's not.
It's really not that bad.
The average length of an erect penis in the UK is 5.2 inches.
It's just the fact his wife was like, we need something bigger than that, baby. And him be like, I'm down bad, I'm going to have to do it.
But also, what is a penis extension?
Oh, it's like a thing you put on your dick. It's like a dildo on top of your dick.
But
It's like a hollowed out dildo.
But then can you still enjoy sex?
Probably not.
Oh, so it's like wearing a strap on?
Unless your dick is like...
Is it like wearing a strap?
Yeah, basically.
So then it's not going to be fun, is it, for you?
No.
I mean, you're seeing that person enjoy it, but you're not getting any pleasure.
Yeah, but same thing with lesbians.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, but you can get like vibrators and shit to like...
Yeah, but he's
Maybe he's wearing a cock ring.
Is that pleasurable?
I don't
for
know. I've
men? No.
never used one of them. Have you?
No, because I don't know what different types of cock rings there are, but the only cock ring I've ever
They vibrate on the ball sack. No?
No, they vibrate. You put the vibrator on the top of the dick so it hits your
Oh!
clit. So it's for you.
That's hilarious.
Vibrating the ball sack.
Okay. I was thinking because men don't like that.
A vibrating ball sack.
Okay.
Love it.
Okay. Oh my God, right now I need to go to the bottom. Sorry, I need to go to the bottom. Had a gangbang the weekend my flatmate, in brackets, ex-situationship, moved out. It was a movie. I hope that's the kind of bad you meant.
I don't think it is.
I don't know if people have understood our question.
I told you they wouldn't know what down bad is.
No, I've got a down bad one. You
Okay.
ready? Went through his following of 859 and blocked them all individually to only see his new ones. That is down bad.
You
She went through his following
blocked them all.
and blocked every single girl so that if he had followed a new girl,
She would know.
yes.
Oh.
But I have been that girl to go through someone's following and see and watch their stories and then have to block them. That's down bad. It's embarrassing.
It is, yeah.
But we've done. Have you done that? Come on, we've all done it.
I haven't done that, but I've like been through people's phones and stuff.
Okay.
You know.
God, I did that shit recently and I found some shit. You know what? The more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out. And I found out.
Yeah.
And who can you be mad at? Yourself.
Well, no. If you're in a committed relationship,
I
you
whispered
can be.
then.
Hmm?
I whispered then.
Well, yeah. That was okay though.
Thank
See
you.
you do it, but if you're in a committed relationship, you can be mad. But if you're not, you can't.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna end up upsetting yourself.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that.
Big yikes. I cooked for his whole family on his graduation party because I wanted to impress him.
Oh,
That's kind of sweet.
Did it work?
But I don't know.
We don't know if it worked or not. He probably was like, "Thanks, love. Thanks, mate."
Turned down a free VIP ticket to a Blue concert with my friend for a boy who didn't want me.
Blue.
One love. Is it one love or one rise?
Love. Oh no.
One rise.
No.
One love.
For the dead streets.
One rise. All rise.
All rise. Yeah, it's not
All
one rise.
rise.
No, it's
It's one love. No, I'm gonna find it.
right. No, it does.
One love.
Then I hit that street. It's all rise is a line they
All
say.
rise. One. It's all rise.
No,
They've got one called all rise and one called one love.
well, which one is which?
So this is all rise.
Yeah, I know this one.
This is a
All rise.
tune.
All rise.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then one love.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Which one was your favourite?
Or the other one.
Duncan.
Oh no, Simon.
Sorry, it won't stop playing. It won't stop playing. Okay.
Blue, the ghost of blue.
Duncan.
He's
sexy.
Simon was my favourite, and
Simon's also sexy.
I went to Faces in Ilford to find him when I was, I don't know however old I was, and I met another guy called Simon who ended up being my boyfriend. Moral of the story is
You've told this story before, but I didn't know that was the story.
that's what happened. I went to look for him. I didn't find him. I other Simon.
Oh.
I manifested a Simon. It just weren't the right one.
Oh my God. Okay.
We're doing more down bads.
Yeah.
No one knows what it means. I mean, the gangbang one was fun.
I once started playing League of Legends so that a grown-ass man would love me. Do you know what League of Legends is?
It sounds like Dragons and Dungeons.
Yes. My brother used to play League of Legends. And it's like Dungeons and Dragons.
I don't even know what Dungeons and Dragons is.
It's just like
an imaginary game. It's not a computer.
Listen, everyone's got a hobby, Clara.
No, but what I'm not frowning upon it.
You're dissing my brother right now.
I'm just saying, you don't dress up as the characters.
No, he doesn't do LARP. So my high school physics teacher used to do LARPing.
What's LARPing?
Live action role play.
Oh, that sounds quite fun.
So they dress up as like a Viking and run across fields. So he would do that on a weekend.
What, like do real life Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah. But my brother don't do that. But my physics teacher did that. But my physics teacher and my brother really got on well.
But
because they used to play Dungeons and Dragons on a Thursday lunchtime at school.
Oh, okay.
It's all coming back to me.
Okay, well, I would not be playing Dungeons and Dragons for anyone, but I might.
So there's nothing that you've ever done in order to make a man like you more?
I'm joking.
No, like something that you'd be like, oh my God, yeah, I love pottery class. Like, I love pottery. Like, I do it all the time. Like, and you know, because that's his thing.
No.
Never.
I haven't done. I don't
So
think
like,
I've done that.
like he's a boxer, so you like start watching the boxing. Oh, or like he's into football, so you like start watching the football.
Never pretended I like football because someone likes football. In fact, I've told them
No,
it was
I'm
rubbish.
just saying I've never done anything.
No, I haven't. I actually haven't. I haven't started liking something because I thought it would make someone like me more. I haven't. I haven't done that. I mean, I've done terrible stuff, but not that.
What kind of terrible stuff?
No, I mean like just desperate stuff. In my lifetime.
Sent videos of him doing drugs to his mum so he wasn't allowed to go out and see girls. But what makes you think that she's gonna
ground him? You're grounded.
But he's still allowed to see his girlfriend. She incriminated him. She knew what she was doing. She took that video and she said, I'm going to keep this one in my stash for later. Well, this is going to come in handy at some point.
Stop you in your tracks and get you grounded. I don't know. I haven't. Go on.
Okay, the question is, what's the most damn bad thing you've ever done? Missed this toxic man so much, I sent voicemails of me masturbating.
Did it work? The thing is, we don't know if this worked. My only question is, did it work? But also, what would the voice? What would just you moaning?
Can you imagine a voice note? You open up WhatsApp, you press on the voice recorder.
You could be anywhere. You could be anywhere.
Like what?
Yeah, you could
be trying to do my weekly shop.
You could be sitting there with your mum and dad, your nan in the old people's home. Start playing that. They can think you're just watching porn.
That's like, you know, like them men that always send each other them videos of porn, and they'll be like, "Haha, gotcha."
Basically, yeah. So she sent him those voice notes, but did it work? Also, in the voice notes, sometimes, oi, isn't it you who said just before you come, you go really silent?
Yeah.
So your voice note would just be this.
Silent. Me just...
They probably think you're dying somewhere and you're trying to call for emergency resuscitation. And you're just going... Emma, are you okay? Emma. Yeah, that would be no good.
Oh my God. I've really tried to stop. Like, I've really tried to get better at stop, like, not breathing before I orgasm. One, because it makes the orgasm better. And two, if you go silent when someone's doing something that you really like, they think they're doing something bad and they change it. Yeah. So just as I'm about to come, they change it because they think, oh, she's not moaning, she don't like it. I'm actually loving this.
I just burped then.
So I had to start like not faking it, but like making a bit more noise. But then it distracts me from the nut.
What?
So it's a real evil, vicious circle.
What happens if you say to them, don't stop?
Yeah, they won't stop. But then what if they're mouth, like, it's usually when like someone's giving me head.
Yeah. So
it's like, and I have so many thoughts and like I'll get so in my head, I'm like, what if their jaw starts hurting? So sometimes like if they change the rhythm, I'm like, maybe it's because their jaw or their tongue's hurting.
No, but if someone's doing something I like, I will just say, keep going, don't
you
stop.
You keep saying, keep going, keep going.
If I know,
like I'll say that.
Or I'll say, don't change it. Don't change it.
Don't change it.
Do not change. Please. Don't change it.
And then if they, yeah. Okay, maybe cool. So yeah.
Okay, thanks for that.
Long story short, I'll give you like two more. Let me try and find some good ones. Oh, yeah, you sing a little tune for me.
Just gonna do a bit of whistling if you wanted. You know. That would be a good voice note.
I had a dumb bitch jar where I put money in it for seeing him, and then I used it to get a taxi to his. So she would put £1 in the jar every time that she caved in and went to see him, and then she'd be like, "I'm using this money to go see this man again." That is actually crazy.
That's actually genius. Well, no, it's not. It's not genius. It's a terrible idea. Don't do that. But it's very funny. And I appreciate your story and your willingness to tell it. Have you got another one? Why are you laughing?
It's not even that funny, but it's just... Okay.
Right?
She put, ask someone to call me baby for one last time. I'm just picturing it because I'm my dramatic ass would do that as well. Call me baby one last time. And then walk out the door.
No.
Don't go, baby. I gotta go my own way.
No, but is she saying, like, she messaged him saying...
Call me baby one last time.
Yeah. And then he probably just didn't reply. Did it work? Did any of these things work?
Probably not.
Like, did you get what you wanted out of it? No, just not. Right.
I think that's it.
That's it. It's another podcast.
We've been yapping on, haven't we?
It's because it's the first time we've done this.
I know we had a lot to catch up on.
We had a lot of energy to get out.
Them prawns are just giving me some... we had some food before we started, and I just feel like it's made me giddy, but I don't know why, because there was no sugar or sweets or nothing like that.
It was the prawns.
It was that juicy, prawny goodness. Not
anyway,
for you, though.
Sorry. No, I didn't have that because I'm vegan. I didn't.
Did Clara tell you that she's a vegan?
Does anyone
does anyone know that she's a vegan?
I'm vegan.
Well, if you didn't know,
I'm a vegan. Now. Okay, well, look, what have people got to do? Go.
Okay, so what you need to do is get on your little phone, on your device, go on Instagram, Mum Told Me Pod, follow the podcast. Then after that, get on your YouTube.
Number 2.
Mum Told Me Pod on the YouTube, because we actually do
TikTok.
upload.
No one follows us on TikTok.
Yeah, true. You know what? All of them. What you need to do is get on your TikTok, Mum Told Me Pod, on the TikTok. Follow the TikTok. Our TikTok as well, we're struggling.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
I know, but it's because we forget to post.
It's because we forget to post. But that's neither here nor there.
No. And also, if you do have a dilemma or a saucy secret, please send it to Mum Told Me Pod. And as we said, it will always be kept anonymous. And, you know, we love and appreciate all of you for getting in touch with us. And we'll be doing more of this soon.
Of course we will. We're going to record some more right now.
Yay.
Okay. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode.
Should we just keep it going?
No, that's it.
Okay.
I was trying to think of someone for them to send it to, but I can't right now.
Oh, right.
So just share it with everyone.
Basically. Should we finish now?
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Love you all.